Today, my topic is Introduction to GitHub and SourceTree. So, GitHub is a platform where we can store our code and other things related to our project that can be easily be available to everyone which is in our team. That can be fetched to a tool called SourceTree. The SourceTree is a tool that is connected with GitHub and fetch all the code and data from the GitHub from the particular directory or repository. So here's the introduction about myself. My name is Paranjay. I'm working as a training developer at Multi-Cloud. I worked in various technologies like ASP.NET, SQL, SEO, and GitHub. So I've worked on Webfire app website, and there is another website of mine called deadlypirates.com. So what's the agenda of this? The agenda of this session is like first we'll start with the introduction of GitHub, then we will cover the source tree, then source tree tools, then we will introduction to Bitbucket. Bitbucket is also something like GitHub where we can store our code and data, but Bitbucket is not that popular. GitHub is a popular platform to store data and code. So after that, we will see a demo creating repository and working with it. So what is GitHub? Introduction to GitHub. So what does GitHub do? GitHub is a provider international mode software development. So it is basically a software, a website where we can store our coding. Coding can be of any type. Like if we are coding a website, we can code it there. If there are some other things like we are working on any project on Python, on SQL or something else, we can share every code with the whole world with there can be create private or public repositories that can be shared to team members or to the public. It offers distribution with version controls and source management functional of Git Plus and its own features. It's like it can share the source code of management. Like we are providing the source code of our website or our project we are working on, or some AI project, ML project that can be easily stored on the GitHub and can be shared. And it has its own feature, like we can create its clone and work on it on local machine, or we can directly work it on cloud. There are many features of GitHub. It provides access control and several collaboration features such as bug tracking, feature request, task management, continuous integration. Like these are the tools of the GitHub. Like we can feature request. Feature request is a feature like we can request for a change in the repository. Like if I am the owner of the repository and you are working in my team, so you can request me to change something. Like if you have done a coding, so we have to add in that code in my code. So you can request me a feature like I have coded this, please check this and add into your repository. If there is something you want me to change, so then tell me. So we will see this further. So it's commonly used host open source project. As of January 2020, GitHub reports having over 40 million users and more than 190 million repositories. So like GitHub is a very popular source. Like there are 40 million users of GitHub and there are 190 million repositories. Like 190 million repository means over 190 million codes are there. Like one repository can contain millions of codes. So it is largest source code host of April 2020. So what are the uses of GitHub? It makes it easy to contribute to your open source project. Like what is open source project? We talk about open source project. Open source project is like where we share code to everyone and it's available to everyone for free. Like everyone can use it for free and it can clone it from GitHub and use it on local machine, or it can clone it on cloud and use there. So the source code is open for all. Everyone can use it. Other is documentation. Like documentation on GitHub is really easy. We can easily document our code or our job project or our project. We can easily document that. Track changes your code across the versions. Like if we made change in the codes, like initially we created a repository in the GitHub and we try to change code in it. So it will keep the versions, like first version when we have uploaded, then second version where we have made some changes in files, then third version made changes in the file. So it will track the changes, all the changes, so that our history is recorded there and we can change it at any time. Like if something is not working, we can go to the previous version of the code. GitHub uses respiratory. This means like it is a open source and we can store it something anything in the GitHub. Like it can be a code, it can be a file, it can be a TXT file, it can be images, it can be videos. We can store everything on GitHub. Showcase your work. Like it's very important to showcase your work. Like if we are doing anything on any project and we have to showcase it, so like we can create repository on GitHub and share our code on GitHub so that everyone can see that, and it's available to everyone for free source, and that can increase your ranking in the GitHub. Like it can show that someone has worked on this code and it's on your, like it gives you a GitHub gives you a recognition that this coding is done by a particular person. So this code belongs to a particular person. And markdown and integrated operations. Like this gives GitHub gives many of the features, like we can integrate different things and we can change the code, we can upload, we can clone it, we can like feature request and accept it. Industrial use of GitHub. GitHub is a like very vast field, like it is used in industry for many of the years. Currently, there are many individual GitHub users. On the other hand, there are also organization users. Organization user means some are working in the companies. They upload their code on GitHub and they're available to the public. And there are educational institutes and companies that they upload their code on GitHub and use that code. These are the some companies that uses the code of that uses GitHub for their storing their code. Like Facebook. Facebook is like one of the like recognized social media platform or company in the world. So it also uses GitHub for storing its code. Google is the largest search engine, so it's storing their code on GitHub. IBM, Microsoft. There are many other companies that uses GitHub for their code. So what is GitHub Desktop? GitHub, Dex- GitHub Desktop is an application that enables you to interact with GitHub using GUI instead of command line or web browser. So like we use some applications on our desktop, but this is just like an application on desktop. Instead of using GitHub on website, we can use GitHub on desktop. That provide us a GUI platform, that is graphical user interface. We can directly use graphical user interface on GitHub desktop instead of writing coding or command lines. GitHub desktop encourages you and your team to collaborate your best practice with Git and GitHub. You can use GitHub desktop to complete most Git commands from your desktop with visual confirmation and changes. It provides almost all tools you require to use GitHub. GitHub desktop is a very like it is just like GitHub website. We can store there, we can create a new repository there, we can upload code, we can clone it, we can make changes in there. It will also store history of the changes and everything. Like you can pull from and clone remotely repository to desktop GitHub desktop. We can easily clone the remote repository, push to our repository, we can pull it, we can fetch it. So introduction to a SourceTree. So what is a SourceTree? SourceTree is free Mercurial or Git client for Windows and Mac platform. So Mercurial is new word, like Mercurial is same thing like GitHub. It is not popular and it's not used widely. GitHub is used widely, so it is more like GitHub client, but it can also use it by Mercurial. So it is basically a Git client that provides graphical interface for repositories between users and GitHub. Like we can do all functions like fetching, pulling, pushing, submitting, making changes, and everything using SourceTree. SourceTree is very powerful tool, which which requires very hard work to learn. So in which specify it for beginner and the master GitHubs, like from the beginners and the experts, Everyone can use it. It's very easy to use and very productive. So why to use SourceTree? Like there are many other Git clients, but SourceTree is very famous and why we use it. So SourceTree has some great functions that make working with Git easy, streamlining the way that you can work with your project code. So it's like very easy to use. SourceTree is very easy to use as compared to other Git clients. So what are the top reasons to start using it? Branch management. So branch management is a thing like if we are working in a company. So there are different branches. There are the development team, testing team, and the other, like, there can be many branches. So but we can create branches there. Like the source code will be the one, but it will be shared in all the branches, and everyone can like if there is a development team, they can develop code and add some more code or delete some useless code. So that's maybe in development team, and development team can request the source code to the owner that I have made these changes and you can integrate it with that. So another branch is like testing team. So it can fetch the code from the source tree, from the source code, and then it can test it and tell the there is a bug in this, please may change it. So there are different branches we can manage in the source tree. So and next is working copy. Working copy is like we do not want to make the changes in the source code that can be harmful for the company in the code. So we generally make a copy of the code and then we work with that. So it's a very good feature. Like if something happens with the code, it does not affect the source code. It affects the copy of the code. It's a very useful thing to have. And branch history. And history is like if we are doing something and the code history is saved. Like if some changes are made, it is changed in the code. The history is saved. Like previous code is this and next code is this. The history we can delete it later. There is Git flow. The Git flow is a mechanism like how the data flow in Git. We will also see that in next slides. And it's free. Source is open source, like it's useful free. It's required no payment to use. So, introduction to Bitbucket. So Bitbucket is guest-free source-free respiratory host service system owned by Atlantis. So Bitbucket is similar to GitHub, like it is source code respiratory system. So it's basically a hosting service that is owned by uh, Atlassians. It is Git-based, like it is similar to GitHub. Bitbucket offers both commercial plans and free accounts with unlimited number of private repositories. So like Bitbucket provides paid plans and free accounts. In free accounts, we can use up to 2 GB for our repository, and we can use unlimited number of private repositories. And there can be commercial plans that can source free. So Bitbucket will previously own independent startup company founded by Jeff Noor in 2008. So it was worth starting company that was founded by Jeff Noor in 2008, and on 2010 it was acquired by Accenture. 2015 it was renamed the product to GitHub Server, and it was called Slash Product. And then 2015 it's into GitHub Servers. In 2016, Bitbucket added support to Git large file storage (LFS). In 2016, it integrated with the Git. So in 2020, Bitbucket removed support for its original respiratory and Miracle. So originally, Miracle was the original client for the Bitbucket, but in 2016, it added Git as its client and removed in 2020 it removed Miracle from its original respiratory. Because Miracle was not that famous and not very there is not a user of the Miracle in the world. So let's show you a demo. Like first we'll start creating desktop GitHub account and using the tools. Just a second. a GitHub page, like it's the opening page of the GitHub website where we can start with our new uh, a new account with my Gmail. We have to create password. So we have to pick a star. So we have to verify our email. So let me just verify my email. So here are some tools that we can select that we use. We have to use in our like in a project or something. So right now I'm not selecting any tool. So here are some like a free account, GitHub Pro, a free account like unlimited private and public up to 2,000 actions per month for 500 and those storage that is available. You can select GitHub Pro for you if you want to use it, it will charge something for you. And if you are student, if you have student email, so it will provide you some discounts. So I can fill you the account for the GitHub. So yeah, our account is created in the GitHub. So let me just install GitHub desktop also. GitHub. And here you can download GitHub desktop here. I have already installed that GitHub desktop. That will set. So here is my GitHub desktop. So I am using another account in my GitHub desktop and I'm using the another account which we have created now in the website of GitHub. So let me see here we like create a repository. We are creating a new repository where we store our coding and our documentation and all. So we can we can give it a sample, like sample, and we can give the description to it, which often so we can like without skill production. So we can make it public that everyone see it, or we can make it private so you can see and can make the report. So we can choose that. For making it private, we can add add a README file that can be like documentation or README before using the code or something. You can add GitHub node. GitHub node is like of to the file you can look at the list of them. It's like if we choose some file changes, like there are images or videos, we won't ignore that. That should be not deleted or something. You can add it or ignore. You can use a template. Currently, I'm not using it anymore. And we can choose a license. We can tell that if they can't do what they want to. Like license is a digital key or digital something, like digital password. Like we're not allowed to use this without the license key. So we are not using license. We will set like if we create a main account as default branch and save the default, we can change the default name in seconds. So we have created sample respiratory. Yeah, here we edit the like the readme file. So it's added in this. There is a main branch. We will go to file, we can add file, readme file, or we can upload if it applicable in system, other things. So here I'm trying to add my another account to this respiratory so that we can manage both respiratory with both of accounts. Like here manage access, we can invite a collaborator. And there I can move to another account. This is my another account, so I'm adding it. And this will send you a mail to your another account, which is this like it's pending now. So I'm just accepting the mail. It generally takes like 2 to 3 minutes to mail to arrive.
Your voice is not audible. Hello?
So I'm trying to invite using the Gmail right now because I didn't receive the mail earlier. Like we will wait for the invitation to come on and we can move further. So then we can use like SourceTree. So you can download SourceTree directly from the like website of the SourceTree. So we have first source in Google. So it is the like first link like www.sourcetree.app.com. So here we can download SourceTree. So it's like download from Mac or OS or Windows. You can download for the either of your website or either of your device for Windows or download it for Windows. I have already installed it on the machine, so I'm using that. So here, source free open page like it's like that. Here we can add your or we can add Doctor Respiratory or we can add more. So I have two accounts. Like one is my Bitbucket account that I created earlier. So we can add another account like which I have created right now on GitHub. So we can add that account. So it's like GitHub protocol express. So if we can just add here from the authorized hosted Windows. So we can add this portals assessment and it will like authentication. Okay, it will directly fetch my username like we have entered just like Paranjay Manchanda 07. So we have created this username right now. So we it's able okay, it's here. So we can see if there is any respect in this refresh. It comes with like a sample that we have curated here. We can see a sample what we have curated. So it's like a private, but it's like it's showing source sheets like GitHub sample property. It's on GitHub and it's private. So we can directly clone it here. So we can just like we have to clone like it. We have copied the link of this, and here we can clone. So we can enter like directly the link we have copied, and it will fetch like yes, it's checking the source code from where it is. Like this is a bit respiratory, and there we can store it on. So like, can store it on local machine or like further and from their root folder so we can clone it directly from here also. For cloning it will take time depending on the size of your code. Where it is cloned like it's showing the main branch and there was nothing in the main branch other than the readme file. So it's here the readme.md file. So now the another tool I'm using in it to editing purposes, that is VS Code, Microsoft VS Code. So you can download Microsoft VS Code directly from the Microsoft website. There is a Visual Studio Code. So you can download for the Windows, which will be available for Mac, Linux also. So I have downloaded it on the machine and I'm using it. So here like we can like open a folder. We can open the folder where we have found our REST to put in like this folder, like just for that from this directory. So I'm like here this comes with the redo file that is like sample production to data from source to here I will have a description. We can add like this is more sample than source tree. So it will like we have to save it and it will come to the this source tree directly. Like this is showing unlimited changes because we are making changes something like 3 to 5 only. So it will come directly to that. So like now you can try to add some new file where we can add new file. We can give like if you are building a website, we can like a home.html page. We have like home HTML page and that's HTML page that is the home page of our website. So we are using that. So here we can like code generally of HTML. So, so this is code data. So we have saved this file. We have created this new home.html file in the same folder that I will show you here. We have created like home.html file. So it's showing us here in our local PC or local machine, local desktop. We have created in this video and if we go to SourceTree now, it's refreshing and it's showing there are uncommitted changes. And there are two uncommitted changes. We have added a line in the document like this is code for the sample and sample data working and we have added a file called home.html. And currently if we go on our GitHub, it's just showing the redo file. We can refresh it. It's still showing us just redo file that is created 30 minutes ago. So we can open that redo file and it's showing just this thing. But we have made it some changes in redo file as uh, here we can see I have added this line also. So we have to commit these changes to be available to everyone on the cloud. So how we will do that? We will have to like first stage all these files. Staging file means these are ready to upload or to commit. And here we stage all the files like we want to add in our cloud. So it's showing that there is one commit and there are two pending files. So we can commit it. And here it's showing like a message. Here we can show edit a home.html page. So we have added the HTML page and we can simply push changes immediately to main. We can pick this option like if we directly want to push our changes in the in the cloud. So it will directly commit and push the changes. And if we are unselecting this, will only commit but not push. So like we have committed without pushing, it will show push. Like we just have committed, so it will not show in our respiratory on cloud. We are checking like it's still this only this in the readme file if we check. If we go and sample, there is only readme file. So like now we have to push it. So I pushed. It's in the main branch only because now we have only main branch. We have not created any other development branch or testing branch or something. So we have just to create it to push. So I have pushed this in the cloud so we can check it here. It will be available here only. Yeah, so there is the HTML page. There is the file. I did a home.html page. This was my comment. This was maybe 1 minute ago. Like we have just committed it. It was in 1 minute ago. So this was the basic like the working with the source tree and all. Now, like if we want to here, here we have some like it's a home.html page. Here we can edit this here only. So I've selected edit this file and here I've edit another paragraph. So here I've this is the paragraph. So the people and this will save it. Commit changes. We can commit it to the main branch or we can create a new branch for this commit and start a pull request. So currently we are not creating any other branch commit changes based on the main branch only. So there, this is paragraph, another paragraph. Okay, so we have made it this just like now. So we check and we go in source tree. It will show like file status. History there are just two files on one place. And if we check like this, I have made it change in the home.html. So there is no change in the home.html. Like we have added a paragraph here, but it's not showing us here. The another paragraph there. So here we have to pull. Pulling is like pulling the another code that made changes in the cloud. So we can directly pull that code in our so commit merge to living immediately. It will merge the changes with the previous code we are running on machine. So it's putting the code here. So pull the code in the main branch. We are working the main branch. So it's like update and go test HTML. So it's like just 1 minute away. So we now open this code. So there is another paragraph that we have created in the cloud. So this works like this. If we have some changes in the cloud, we can clone it in our local machine. And there is some changes in our local machine. So we can directly push it in cloud. And until push or pull, there are no changes in the cloud or the code. So this was a basic thing of the using SourceTree, using GitHub and other things. Currently, let me check if the request has been delivered or not. So it's not delivering the request. Check the site right now. taking the process to the process. To make some changes in the GitHub only. Login. So yeah, it's working very difficult. Yeah, it's so yeah, we have to own this, but we have to check box this. Because this include like if you want to add some private contribution or a profile, so it was not checked on my machine, so I just enabled it. So now I can add me from here. Because of that, it was not taking my email was not coming on my another account. Because that that says like if we want to contribute, like we want to add some members in our private team, so we have to add like that. So we can add many boxes and we have to delete or and add it again. So the so that our email will come and we can edit it from another mode also. So we just to check the email should have. So, so we can just to check it from here. So now the mail has arrived. Like another person has invited you to the respiratory, so we can just accept it in the invitation. Like we have another mail, so I just can do this with my other account, post it something. They will just disappear. I don't know why it's happening. Like mail arrived, but it's just deleted. I don't know. That's not again to the user. The mail is arriving, but it's both deleted again. So we can hear like do vice versa. We can create respiratory here, and we can just create there. So it's for respiratory very respiratory here. So it's also having like this example. We can just like give access to this to another to the username we have just created in the starting of the session. You can try it on back. So it's this. So let me just make it. So the mail just send it to me. I will just accept it. Mail and to the benchmark. So I have accepted the invitation I got from my this account. So now here you can see like this was the sample of the project I've created in my other. You can see it here. Like it's Paranjay and then 07 dash sample and same it's here. It has two files similar to this one. And this is a private. They would just be two can these two account can access and use it. So in GitHub there is like this sample only GitHub desktop. So I'm just working on that. SourceTree will also is like again clone the respiratory we have just created in this account so that the sample they on this one because it's in the Paranjay now. We have created the Nagaras within this behavior sheet. So we have to clone this one right now. So you can claim the directly from here. So we have created a folder like sample. We have to clone it in this. So it's a bit something. So we have a developed branch and instances. So if we open this in Visual Studio, open folder on this sample. So like it has three pages like home.html, text.html, and then SourceTree you can check file status. So there is like index file added, file added. So these are done by rules. And now like this was original exploited this account that is JM007. Now we have like found it in this account so we can make changes here. Like if we want to add a readme file, let's add a readme file here. So I've added a readme file here. So we can this so so we just make some changes. So readme file is added here. Let's just right now that we can expand this full full development branch and full framework. Simply you can see the create readme file codes here. You can see the readme file. Uh, so here you can see I have added this in main branch. So there are three branches here. There is a development branch and a feature branch. So currently there I am working on this one main branch. So if I have to change branch, we can add it there. We can add the full from origin to the development branch. So local margin development branch. So you can pull. So the README file is in origin branch only. It's not in the development branch because we have added that in only. So we can see the README file. Just in the current branch, there is no such things like will be file or nothing. So we can add this person like if we put development branch. There are two files, home.html and text.html. We can here add a file, create a new file. Here we can name like first page. So let's see, let's log in the HTML file. We can do some code in here. So we have created a new file in the development branch. We have just committed the changes. So it's kind of like first page here, but it's not in our source here anywhere. So we have to pull it from remote origin to develop branch. Control. So it's pulling the new file we have created, like first.html we have created. Like it's showing here, create first.html file. So it's showing here, like we have created this code and then we check on this. The first page is also wrong. So it's like that. So here we are just working with the development branch. So like branches, like we can show it from the Git flow. Git flow can create production branches like master branch, where we can show the product, the original product or the last product we have created, final product, that is the master branch, which is the source code of website in our project. That is complete source code. Nothing we want to change in there, and no one can change directly from the R code to this source code. So the development branch from the developer team, and there I can run other feature branch, release, outfits, and we can use another. Just using the development branch right now, feature, import, feature branch, feature one, we can use this, release branch. Production branch. So because master branch is not there, we can add main because main the master branch is the main branch we can say. So we can just delete the original main branches. We are working with this. So we can just delete. So just now the branches original main and develop. And if we go check in this, there are still branches there, like then the rotated branch. So there is now only a main branch only because we have deleted other branches there. So the big flow, a master branch form must be there. So we can create a master branch from here, like find new branch. You can say, so, so it's the new master branch is here. The flow. So Gitflow generally creates the different branches we are working with. Like they can do many branches, development, testing, and all. So using Gitflow, we can create branches there and just work with the different branches. So it will create a development branch, which work with the master branch. So now here we can see the current branch, master and development branch. They are generally these files create first HTML page, edit, index.html, something. So we have created first HTML page in the development one from here only. So currently you can see we are in the main branch, but in main branch we have only two files, that is readme.md and html home.html files. So this is in the main branch. Like we have created a master branch, so we have to push that in our local branch. So we have to create a master branch because we have created that in locally in our source tree. So we have to push that master branch in there. We have push that and we can check it there. So yeah. So it's saying master had recently pushed plus and then there was a one. So we have the development branch and master branch and main branch. Main is the default branch that we have created. Development branch is for the development users. So we can go to development branch. There is the HTML that is 7 minutes ago we have created the file. So here we can see the compare and pull request. So what is a compare and pull request? We can see. So it's showing able to merge. So what is able to merge? Like we want to merge development branch with the main branch. That is our base branch. Main branch is our main base branch, which contains the final code, the final source code we are using there. So if we want to like develop main development branch with main branch, it's saying able to merge because we just added a new file in it. So we can just add added new HTML file. Okay, and we can create a pull request. We can setting that who can review this. So we have two users that are my two IDs, so I can choose this that this person can review this. So I've assigned this because the owner of the this authority is this, so I can just create a pull request. Creating a pull request doesn't mean that you have already merged the development branch with the main branch, adding your new files. Pulling request just means you have requested the another user or the master user that you have created a new file and you want to add this in your code, please check it and add it. So here we can check that there is some code request, so it's in one code request and text in the development branch. So it's in want to review and it's saying review request and it's saying it's totally safe to add this because there is no change because we have just added a new file. We have nothing changed in our code. Like if we have changed something in our code or something. So we can say merge code request, use and merge, rephrase and merge. We want to create a merge request. So we can merge code request. So it will be merged from development to a main branch and we can confirm merge to request a flushing merge and close. So we have successfully merged our development branch with our main branch. So you can see because there was only one page added in the development branch, you can see there was first row test we have created 9 minutes ago. That was in our development batch, not in our main branch. But now you can see in our main branch, first row estimate page is coming. So that's how the merge report request works. Here also we can check on our mirror system objects in the main branch. And so we want to show the conflicts I can that we can show, like we are working on VS Code and the very first of HTML. So that file is already in the main branch. So now here we can add some code. Add adding other paragraph tab. So promote second paragraph and saving it. We made this change to another paragraph tab. So now we can go to SourceTree and there is another committed changes because we have created some posits create one page that was the old first page. Now we have to commit this change and go change it includes most external file, most filter external file, sorry. So we can go stop this from method. We have to stay this time to before committing. It will show what we have changed. So we have changed our second paragraph tag. This this was the original one and this is the changed one. So we have to stage all. The staging of file and stage here. Now we can commit. After committing, we have to push it in the uh, development branch because we are working in development branch. So we can push directly to development branch. So it's pushed in development branch. Now we can check it here in development branch. 21 seconds ago, changes made. You can go here and see the second paragraph is added. But if we go in main branch and see the same file, the changes will be not there. So just HTML and first paragraph out, and then development branch, there are second paragraph outs. And see, so we can again create a pull request. So like new pull request to a development. So also being able to merge code, we have just edit the code. Not edited, we have added something else. So no committed command from this way. So we can create a pull request. Again, we can add to viewers. That's the screen. Request. It's able to merge both the app added the code, not edited, added the code. So there we can check. Here is one pull request here. Made changes in the estimate. So it's you can if you no conflicts with the response. So we just merged, matching and closing this. So it's in this if you go to a window, customer will be second paragraph. Like, now for the conflict, what we have to do, like we show the code, so we can have a add this for as well. Now that we have edited some in the paragraph diagram, which again it's in some uncommitted change we can connect, save it, hello and there we can see hello and now hello world. There are two different things where we can commit it. Left the commit, make sure we have like we changed the recording, we have not added a message so we can add to edited the file. clicking first the first image file. Now you can connect it. So search in the branch. So it's pushed and you can check it here. The code, we check in the main branch there are only hello now, and then development branch there is hello code. So we can go to pull request and create a new pull request. So this time development branch. So this is generally thinking like we have to merge this file if there was a conflict. It will show us the conflict here. So we can merge this because there is no conflict in this file. So this we can only work with the development and all. So we can create a pull request, go to the post. So there is no review right now. So there is no review. You can make review. So we can just go into review here. Then fill. So we are filling this. So it's completely merged in our this master evolution question and we can compare and pull that request. We can compare what the difference and it's only able to merge. Of course, there was nothing like this only great. We can add reviews. We can just directly merge it because there was no conflict in this. So now if we see the HTML page, there must be the hello world in the main branch. So hello world is coming in the main branch. So now if we see the GitHub desktop now, we'll saying full origin because already we are working with this sample project. So we have made it some changes and it's saying full. So we have to pull this in the GitHub. So now it's full. Profile changes. We can see the history. So this merge pull request. So all the history we have done. That we have seen in the advantages of GitHub desktop and SourceTree. That history is always saved. It's also saying what we have changed. Hello to hello world. Before that we have changed like after that we have added this all. And we have edited in first HTML and it's on all the history we have done. So it's the simple. So here also branches like development branch, if we go to development branch, also projects. So we can origin branch. Create a pull request, we can directly create a pull request and use the pull request is to review the code and all we have seen it just before. So here we can show the files in the store because GitHub is storing file on local desktop or that local machine so that we can view it in local machine and make changes there and we can directly upload it to GitHub. So it's in history and all. And this is SourceTree. We have like worked with different branches, master branch and development branch. So we can branches, we can delete branches like this for master, revision development, master development branch because these two are local branches. We are working this with our local machine and these are remote branches which are on our hosting, that is GitHub. So we can merge two branches. One branch with the branch, we can merge the. So this was SourceTree, this was GitHub desktop. So we have created account on GitHub and used the tools. We have installed GitHub Desktop tools. We have installed SourceTree and exploring it. And now it's just another thing is creating a Bitbucket account and using it. So let's do that first. Go to Bitbucket. So it's a Bitbucket desktop. It's also similar to GitHub, and you can create repositories here. You can create a like coding here. So here you can add your account in here using GitHub. I have already created account on Bitbucket here, so it's 1 year only. You can also use SourceTree to using Bitbucket, where you can create your scope view and all. Similar to the GitHub. It's just similar to the GitHub. You can create, you can pull, you can push, you can fetch, you can manage branches. The all we have done in GitHub, we can do on Bitbucket. So this is Bitbucket account. Here also we can create, like we're creating it here. Workspace is mine. We can block project, project candidates and project creating project candidate, GitHub, and tool space. So the state we can the state like current and we just create the page. So yeah, it's created the sample branch is created, there is source, they committed, their branches pull request, pipelines, issues, security, and so these are all features similar to the GitHub. To check on the source tree, you can just clone it similar like this clone. It's a remote file, it's on GitHub. This is my account with Bitbucket. And my Bitbucket, I can just clone it from here. So I can change the location. Control. So open. So this was in Bitbucket. This is because the we are using Bitbucket, but there is one retrospective because it is merged with Git only. It is merged with GitHub only. This is just another of hosting server for GitHub. Bitbucket is just another hosting server for the GitHub. So we have gone, so we have the master branch. There's the main branch, and we can just do the similar things, pull, transfer, start. We have done all those things with the GitHub. We can do similar things with the Bitbucket. So this is the Bitbucket UI here. You can also like white users similar to the Bitbucket we have edit collaborators and all. So it's similar to that. It's nothing changed. So, so it's getting account in Bitbucket and using it. So it's similar. So it's like let's create a file on Bitbucket and I'll show you how to use it. So let's do it. So it's only getting more file that is the default file that Bitbucket generates. So we can also can both handle the HTML page and that's important. बना रही हूँ मैं So we have created just a file in like home.html, SourceTree code, which shows some like uncommitted changes are there. So we have to commit that changes similar to the here we can show there is no file we have created like home.html before we have committed and pushed it. Before committing we have to space that file, just like add a comment like edit committed push it. Because we are now working with only a master branch. We haven't created another branch, so it will look onto the master branch only. So let's check the refresh and the window customer page will be there. So it's a version 24 and 4 months ago. Did a window customer message. So it's similar to that. You can just commit and you also can edit it here in the edit. It will go as edit page to edit it. So we can get so we can just commit it here. With the commit message, it's auto generating it through Bitbucket, related online message auto generated. We just commit it. So that it's committed here, but it's not in our local there in the master branch. So it's not showing another kind of like this. We just tell it, so we have to pull it from the origin master, we can pull it. So it's pulling it. It can be take time because the server may be slow of the Bitbucket. So we have pulled it. So it's in home.html bit and then with the Bitbucket. So it's saying we have added a bulk file, so we can check it here. Oh, the bulk file is there. So it's as simple as GitHub. You can do the similar things here, similar like GitHub desktop, GitHub inline, source, tool, everything is similar. You can also create pull requests similar to the GitHub. You can add reviewers, you can review, you can add other collaborators, listening and reviewing, you can change over, etc. etc. So yeah, now we have seen GitHub using tools, GitHub desktop and using it, SourceTree, including SourceTree, creating a content group bucket and using it. So we have just completed our session with it. So yeah, you can download a free certificate for the this session in the website. Thank you.